And I guess one of the things that can be really difficult is when you don't feel aligned. So maybe you know your work life's great, but your family life isn't, and you're like there's something amiss. Maybe your family life's great, but you're under financial pressure. Maybe you've got a great family life, and maybe you enjoy your work, but you are really bugged with the idea that you could be doing more. So these are the things that you've got to ask why. Um, and this book is a really, really good way to help you find out what it is that is important to you. Because imagine that you could get the result that you wanted in life by just asking some basic questions. And imagine that you could feel energized and motivated and driven to get those results because you just felt everything was, more balanced. You just felt that you were on the right track. That's why it's such an important exercise to go and dig deeply into these things, because when you don't, you just end up walking down the wrong path and you're never going to find the beach. So don't get into that trap. Don't fall into that pattern where you find yourself just keeping going down the road for the sake of it. If you do feel that feeling, then start asking those questions, because the sooner you do it, the sooner you can get on the right path. The sooner you can aim for that beach off into the future. And another reason is see if you are on the right track, confirming it is no bad thing. Because if you confirm it, then you can feel really, really, really good about the fact that you are really happy with what you're doing. And one of the things that I experience a lot of all the time is you get someone can be, say you've got, I don't know, 10 things in your life and 8 of them are going well and 2 of them aren't. All they can think about is the 2 things. And, the 2 things overwhelm their perspective so that they think everything's terrible and everything's bad. And it's like, right, okay, just take a step back. Just let's take a step back and let's do a quick score. Is the score for your life really as bad as you think? Let's start giving you credit for the things that you've done well. And let's appreciate the great things that you've got. Let's have some gratitude for the wonderful things that are in your life. And then you start to shift that perspective. And that's one of the ways that you can start to really get some momentum powerfully and positively in your mind. Because when you start to ask those questions and you start to get a balance in your perspective, it becomes much, much easier to see why. And one of the things that life's got loads of decisions in it. So there's loads of choices that you get to make. And the difficulty is that sometimes you just don't know what the right choice is. And that is usually more often than not because you don't have a clear idea of where you're going. Because if you did, it's as simple as going, well, which one's going to get me there quicker? Which one's got the least resistance? Which one is going to be the road that I'd prefer? It's a bit like if you go on a journey, it's like, do you want to go the super fast motorway or do you want to go the nice scenic route? It's going to be longer, but it's much more enjoyable. Do you want to go the motorway because you can get there as soon as you can, but you're going to be going faster and not going to see much scenery along the way. So that's like some of the questions that you've got in life. But if you don't know your why, you could just be driving around in circles. And there's nothing more frustrating. Like if when you put all this work, you put all this hard effort in, and you just think, what am I doing? How did I get here? It's like you're on the wrong road. That's why you need to do the inside work. That's why you need to do this.